So to begin with, we'll start with your intro. And by intro, I mean something which you have not mentioned on LinkedIn, like some absolute latent truth about you.
Yeah, so my name's Kavan Cardoza. I'm mostly known as Kavan the Kid. Uh, I'm the co-founder of an AI film production studio called Phantom X, and I am the creator of the magnific original series, The Chronicles of Bone. It's a dark fantasy series that currently is airing on YouTube. We're in season one. I'm also the creator of the film series Echo Hunter, which was the first ever SAG approved fully Gen AI film, and uh, and yeah, and just big fan of creating and using the tools. I come originally from a traditional filmmaking background in music videos and commercials, and now doing AI full time with our studio at Phantom X.
Oh, so have you got your degree in this only, in filmmaking?
Yeah, I went to university. I went to Full Sail University and got a filmmaking degree. Though I am a big believer of not going to film school. I think it's a waste of time and better to just get started and save that money you would spend on school and developing your own projects, getting your own gear, or spending it on in a way to even if that was like if you're going to go like to Hollywood or something like that and work an unpaid internship, that way you can pay your bills and things of that nature instead of spending on school. Because most of the people in the industry don't care if you went to film school, and I think at this point the uh, the education you're going to learn a lot more just doing it. And if you have any things that you need to research or study, there's plenty of books and there's YouTube, and YouTube is like essentially the greatest school there is.
Yeah, so similar, like I am pursuing my engineering, and same, you learn like more by doing hands-on rather than going to classes. That's like same across all the fields.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we'll start with your some past experience, and like I was going through your experience and I found that you were initially creative commercial director at Virgin Atlantic, and then you switched to fine art, and then you are pursuing AI. So what made you like switch multiple times? Was it like your interest, or you found the market to be changing?
Well, my LinkedIn's a little misleading because I did all those things congruently at the same time. So
Mhm.
I was a fine art photographer for upwards of like 12 years, doing like dark surrealism photography. That was something that I did. That was like more of like a passion of mine. It also led me to doing, a bunch of album artwork for musicians, different product, photography, all of those kind of things. So photography was one thing because I just love touching gear in general. So like I'm a big like love cameras, love editing softwares, VFX softwares, all of that stuff. And then simultaneously was independent music video director, working with artists from Island and from Atlantic Records, as well as a bunch of independent artists, and then directed a bunch of commercials. Virgin Atlantic being one of them, um, and uh, and then was a creative director at a record label where I oversaw managing and creating music videos for the artists, their album artwork, all of those things and stuff like that. And then started to get into AI, and then launched my studio with my fellow co-founders Mike J. Mitch and Sav, January 1st of 2025, and that's what we've been doing since we started.
Cool. So you had a great traditional background, I see. Like, what made you switch to AI? Like, was it just you found the?
It was just
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I just enjoyed it, to be honest. Like when the first iteration of Midjourney came out, I started messing around with it. It was a lot of fun. I knew that it was going to advance and it was only going to get better. Um, I'd always wanted to do narrative work my whole life, but then ended up on the commercial side of things. So what I started doing was when the tools were really rudimentary, focusing on making fake concept trailers for what I felt were disserviced IPs such as Power Rangers, GI Joe, Spawn, things like that. All these IPs that never, what I felt, got good movies. And then once the tools finally got better, started where I knew like I could actually make a lasting impact, I started focusing on my original ideas, and that being Echo Hunter and Echo Hunter: A Memory Too Far, and then which those led me into launching my series Chronicles of Bone. Um, but at Phantom X, we also do commercials as well. There's an entire commercial division where we work with artists that on a work for hire basis that work on those commercials. And then we have our narrative side, where on our narrative side we develop original IPs and have our shows with our partners. So my show Chronicles of Bone is partnered with Magnific. It's a Magnific original series. And then our two fellow co-founders, Mike J. Mitch and Sav, their shows are The Sage and Exile Protocol, which are partnered with InVideo. And those are in video original series. So that's, pretty much what we do now is primarily focusing on developing and releasing original IP. We're more focused on shows at the moment than we are films. But we're about to be launching several more artists with more shows. So we're really excited for the future and this new environment of that's allowing creators, to greatly benefit from their own original ideas, which and maintaining their IP. Something we believe in at Phantom X is that every artist should own their IP outright. So, I own Chronicles of Bone, Mike owns Sage, Sav owns Exile Protocol. Our fellow artists, they own their IPs. But we believed in this method of the studio is here to serve the artist, not the other way around.
Great. So initially, was AI excitement for you, or was a kind of fear? Like you said, you started with mid journey, right? So initially, it was like you were excited to explore a new kind of workflow you were going to do in future, or was it a threat or fear you were because of the traditional, you had a traditional hands-on?
No, there was never a fear. I've loved it from the moment that that it started. I look at it, it's a tool, and it's another way to express stories, and especially for someone like myself whose ideas are fairly large in scope. To do those in a traditional method would have required tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to actualize. And so AI has allowed me to do that, and then it gets people to see the vision, the story, and everything that I've been trying to convey for a long time. And now I'm able to do that through AI, and it's been massively beneficial to myself. It's been massively beneficial to our studio and to my fellow co-founders and all the artists that are a part of Phantom.
Hmm. So I saw that you had won international photography contests in 2019, right? So when there was no AI, no AI, just pure craft. So how has your workflow changed before AI and after the introducing of AI in your?
I mean, now my workflow is almost entirely AI. It was a transitional process to go from essentially, fully traditional to a hybrid to now fully AI. I just find that what you're able to, I still, have some traditional elements. Characters from Chronicles of Bone started as photographs that I took from actual costumes that I built and put together. But overall, the entire process is fully AI and synthetic. Um, it's just it allows me to move at a pace that I've never been able to move at before. It allows me to literally do everything that I've wanted to do. So, um, that's pretty much the method. But we're always exploring different avenues and paths, and There's always doors open to do traditional or hybrid elements. It's just right at this moment for this particular series that I'm in right now, the project is a synthetic project.
So do you think that AI has reached that level that you can completely transform to AI, or you are just using hybrid of both traditional and AI, or are
We've
there
been full.
some?
We've been fully AI since January 1st of 2025, and our studio's been cash flow positive since day one. So it's very much a real thing. It's very much, you can do it. We showed that with all of the commercials we've done, as well as all of our shows. Our shows aren't, just like sponsored. All of our shows are bought and paid for by our partners, and those deals are very similar to like standard Hollywood studio deals.
Great, great. So I see you have great achievements in both traditional and AI workflows like International Photography Contest I just mentioned and Aaron Award, which is like one of the most prestigious in AI art. So how would you like to describe your feeling after winning both? Which is more special to you?
The funny thing is like I'm always flattered and thankful for awards, but not a big like I don't overly care about winning awards. For me, the thing that I think brings me a lot of joy and the most happiness is seeing my work being enjoyed by other people, that the stories that I've written people are getting attached to, they get attached to the characters and things like that. I think that to me is probably where like that makes me feel like the most happy. A perfect example was the other day, literally yesterday, I saw someone went and cosplayed as Garrick from Echo Hunter, and that was just such a cool thing to see, like that someone's like dressing up as a character that I designed. I was like, that's a really dope, feeling, and getting to see that. And so those to me are like the big awards that mean something. I think all other awards are always, like I said, always thankful for them, and I'm thankful
Mm,
to everyone who's ever like voted for me in an award or any award I've won. But we're in a creative industry, so it's very much awards are subjective to the people that are watching it. It doesn't necessarily anyone's film is better than the other person's film, or their art's better than someone else's art. It's just how that individual who's voting on the process felt when they saw it and how it connected with them. Um, yeah, for me, it's more about uh, like actually building something that connects with a lot of people and gets people excited. I think that to me is the best reward there is.
yeah, and when you actually enjoy the process and the result, the output is from your heart, then anyways the outcome is the best you get out. Yep. So now you were featured in over more than 200 magazines. So any story you remember which gave you the most recognition? Any
Um,
incident that happened?
it's tough to say. Um, the one that I always enjoy and makes me smile is Forbes wrote an article. I made a Star Wars fan film, and it said that I made the best Star Wars film in the last 10 years. So that that always made me smile and feel good inside. Um, so yeah, that's probably one that stands out.
So also you had an experience at Irrelevant Labs, right? Building at the intersection of gaming and AI. So what, which is
Uh,
completely different.
yeah,
Hmm.
I mean
Yeah, yeah, go
that
on.
was so at Irreverent Labs, I was just a creative director there, and more focused not on what they were building and things like that. It was solely more focused just on the more uh, like running like essentially operating on a podcast and things like that. More their public facing stuff than the back end AI stuff.
Okay, so you didn't had any just the role in the AI part, the creative part.
No,
Oh.
none of I didn't have anything to do with any part of the engineering process or anything like that.
Mhm. Okay, so now let's discuss something about Phantomix. And so, just would like to know what are you working under Phantomix?
As I mentioned before, we're working on our original series. So those series again are Chronicles of Bone, The Sage, Exile Protocol, and then we have two more shows that we're getting ready to announce. So we'll have five shows running concurrently, as well as we have our commercial division where we're actively making commercials every month with another handful of artists. So those are our two pillar points of our business.
When did you started with it?
We started January 1st of 2025.
Oh, so 1.5 years about. So, any challenges you faced till now?
No, not really. It's been, like I said, it's been a very rewarding process. We were cash flow positive since day one, since we launched. It's been a really great experience, and we're really thankful uh, for just everything, how it's all fallen into place for with us. We believe in hard work, and we work really hard. It's demanding hours, but excuse me, but through that hard work, it really pays off. So we're really thankful, and we have a really great group and core, between myself, Mike, and Sav, our project manager, Fumika, who's now also becoming an artist and doing some really phenomenal work, and then the two artists that have joined our team that I can't speak to yet because we haven't officially made the announcement, but the announcement will be next week. So tune in on Phantom X to hear about our two new upcoming shows and artists.
Hmm. So, where you see Phantom X in 3 years from now?
Ideally, what we're trying to do is become the essentially the like HBO of AI. We want to be known as like this is the place you go to for the highest quality work, and yeah, that's probably the main thing.
Cool. So now just some things regarding general AI. And everyone right now is discussing AI is getting an equal stage for everyone. But do you actually think? Cause I think the ones who have already taken the audience in the initial stages of their careers are only leading the way, or do you think that new faces are also coming in the industry?
Yeah, I think the industry is going to continue to evolve and grow, and there's going to be new people every single like nonstop. I think every single day we're going to see new talented voices emerge, new amazing stories emerge. Like that's yeah, that's not a question at all, for sure.
Mhm. So what's your view on this in the upcoming 10 years, where you see the job market to be? Uh, in general, yeah, let's say not in just creative AI. What do you think which jobs will be like getting more general to humans and which will be replaced completely by AI?
It's tough to say. I think everything will be evolving and changing.
Mhm.
So there's going to be jobs that go away and new jobs that will be made. I do think we're going to see, like, I think at the end of the day, as long as you're not resistant to learning new things, nobody will have a problem, like, but it's going to require like learning new workflows and new ways to operate because there's no way of denying it or saying that like, you know, AI won't be replacing certain jobs. I mean, that's already happening, but through that, you're also seeing a bunch of new jobs be created. So
Yep.
it really just depends, and I think it's also going to open a market to where a lot of people can start doing things for themselves, to where they can start developing their own. what businesses and projects, because AI is so beneficial at helping, especially when you're in a startup situation, which can end up causing a lot of great costs. And AI can help bring those costs down to actually see like businesses thrive and grow. And then that will allow them then to hire more people and create even more jobs in the job market. So I think it's going to be, a mixture of both. But at the end of the day, um, if you're not open to learning new things, unfortunately, it's just part of life and part of the world. Things change over time.